Dear President of the Nominalization Committee, dear members of the Nominalization Committee, dear delegates, dear members of the media on the balcony, dear invited guests, dear observers to this Congress. First of all, let me thank you very much on behalf of FIFA, myself, Luca Nicola, and my colleague Solomon Mudege, to have us as observers at this very important, extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association. It is an honor for both of us to be here in Ghana with you and to assist in today's deliberations. As you all know, the Nominalization Committee was established on 27 August 2018 by a decision of the Bureau of the FIFA Council following the fallout of the revelations of the announced BBC documentary and the subsequent life ban from all football-related activities of the former GFA president by the FIFA Ethics Committee. As you also know, the Nominalization Committee has been entrusted by FIFA with the following mandate, and most of it was already covered by Dr. Amoa. First, to run the GFA's daily affairs, which obviously already takes up a large chunk of the Nominalization Committee's time, to cooperate with the so-called Special Task Force comprising representatives of the Government of Ghana, FIFA, CAF and the GFA to fight corruption in Ghana football, to review the GFA statutes to ensure their compliance with the requirements of FIFA, and once the GFA statutes meet the requirements of FIFA, to organize and conduct elections of a GFA executive committee on the basis of the newly revised GFA statutes. We would like to seize this opportunity to commend the Nominalization Committee for the journey achieved so far under extremely difficult and challenging circumstances. Today's Congress marks an important milestone in the Nominalization Committee's mandate insofar as new FIFA-conformed GFA statutes and the draft GFA electoral code are submitted to you, the delegates of the GFA, for adoption. In fact, the timely holding of elections of a new GFA Executive Committee, which is the last task of the Nominalization Committee's mandate, depends on the adoption of these statutes and of the electoral code. The draft statutes on today's agenda are the fruit of a long, comprehensive consultation process between the Nominalization Committee and FIFA. They are the result of numerous exchanges and discussions, both physically when we met in Paris and on numerous occasions over the phone, and actually also yesterday night until the very late hours at Dr. Amoa's house. We also understand that the Nominalization Committee has held further meetings and consultations with the members of GFA during the last weeks on the draft statutes, and that on that occasion, various comments and observations were submitted by you, the members of the GFA. These comments and observations were further analyzed by the Nominalization Committee in collaboration with FIFA, and the large majority of them have been eventually incorporated in the draft statutes. All these changes, I understand, will be presented to you by the Nominalization Committee shortly. We can now confirm that the draft statutes that will be presented to you by the Nominalization Committee meet the requirements of FIFA. Consequently, their adoption by the Congress will pave the way for the timely holding of the elected Congress to put in place a new GFA Executive Committee and hence end the Nominalization Committee's mandate. However, should the GFA Congress decide today not to approve the new draft GFA statutes, or should it decide to make substantial changes to the current draft, which will require a further time-consuming assessment by the relevant departments within FIFA, with obviously an unknown outcome, this would put on hold the holding of the elective Congress. Indeed, the proposed changes might, after review, ultimately be rejected by FIFA. So the ball is in your feet today. You hold the keys to move the GFA into the right direction with the adoption of the proposed statutes. May I continue, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, FIFA's wish is to have Ghana football back in the news for the right reasons. Because football is being developed at all levels and for both genders, because Ghanaian clubs and national teams succeed, because the administration of football is exemplary, and not, as in the past, because of governance problems, misadministration, and ethical and disciplinary misconduct. In this context, we would also like to commend the Normalization Committee for finally having nominated prosecutors to investigate all allegations of ethical and disciplinary misconduct and eventually submit charges to the relevant GFA judicial bodies. The message should be clear to everyone. There is no place in football for unethical behavior. It is therefore also important that the joint FIFA, CAF, GFA and Government of Ghana task force continues to carry out its mandate to put in place the necessary safeguarding mechanisms to eradicate corruption in Ghanaian football. Once again, thank you very much for having us